Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Hedera and HBAR. So let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet here. So we do see that Hedera and Google wrapped up their meeting. So we do see a huge thank you to Google for hosting the latest governing council meeting this past weekend, a fantastic venue and an amazing few days filled with collaboration and discussion between industry leaders driving the future of Web3. They did have this short video down here if you guys did want to watch it, but for the most part, I'm actually very excited about what's happening here because, you know, Google is a very large leader around technology and around the world in terms of Web 2. And I do think that we are about to see the evolution of Web 2 into Web 3. And I think that this is going to be huge because the convergence there is going to be worth trillions of dollars. I've talked about this many times, like we're going to start to see Web 2 brands coming over to the Web 3 world. And we already started to see that back in 2021 and even 2022 and previously as well. But now this is in full effect. And I cannot wait to see the future of Web 3 because I do think that Hedera is an infrastructure leader around Web 3. And it's only going to continue from here on out like that because of what Hedera does empower in terms of a lot of these brands. Like we are seeing Hedera becoming that major choice for a lot of these brands to digitize their overall workflows, but also become a leader around what they want to do within the Web3 world around a lot of these incredible use cases, like even LG, for an example, which I will be mentioning in this video. But I think a lot of people kind of forget about some of the names tied to Hedera. For an example, FIS. So FIS Global is a major brand that we've actually talked about on this channel before, but I still think it is an overlooked partner of Hedera's. Going all the way back to August of 2019, this was a GC that has been on the Hedera GC for a while. And if we actually go and look at FIS's recent tweet, we do see over here 87% of financial firms in India are already exploring the metaverse, but cybersecurity concerns are keeping others from embracing it. Learn what firms around the world are thinking in FIS 2023. Now, this is very interesting to me because it seems as though FIS has been focused quite a bit on the metaverse, DLT technology, digital assets, things like that for a while. I've actually talked about this in the past, but even if we go here to their 1 hour past tweets, where you see the current forecast for cryptocurrencies as a P2B payment method is expected to grow by $27.4 billion in 2026 as more merchants are discovering its benefits. Again, like as we do look at the trend here, crypto is here. Crypto is here to stay. Crypto is here to become the next evolution around payment technology and many other industries as well. The metaverse obviously being a big one as well. This is from 17 hours ago. So like the past 2 tweets from FIS have been about crypto or crypto related endeavors. So if we actually look at what's happening with FIS, it is very interesting because it's centered out on where crypto is headed, which is being the next evolution around a lot of these industries, especially finance. So why am I talking about this? Well, again, FIS is one that is extremely overlooked because if you actually go to their website, you can see, first off, we do see fintech the financial world is built on, but then when you scroll down, you can see the numbers. So again, I talked about this company in the past. I've actually broken this use case down. I think that this is an incredible one to mention around Hedera because one, we do see $40 trillion was processed on our asset management technology in 2022. That's nearly half the world's total and over 1.5 times the GDP of the US. What do you see over here? 95% of the world's leading banks trust them. What do you see over here as well? The #1 global acquirer. When you actually look at the numbers around FIS, it's very, very large. They are working with some very large leaders: Google, Microsoft, Disney, Ally, Target, Amazon, Ulta, Tesco, and even Domino's. A lot of these companies, I don't think people realize that like when you have something like Hedera working with FIS, whether it be a use case that is small, big, whatever, it's exposed to all of its partners as well. I talked about this, domino effects. The domino effects of some of these companies are extremely large. when you look at, who FIS's like main customers are, a lot of it is banks. But if you actually look here, like you can see financial institutions, securities and investments, insurance merchants, enterprise technology, fintechs, retail, restaurants. You can see all of these companies if you want. Obviously, I'm not going to go in depth on these, but for the most part, you could tell that they are working with some of the largest names out there. But I seen over here on their website this one article, and it was, let's open this up to everyone. Crypto and digital assets. Crypto and digital assets are expanding in all directions. Embracing them is no longer a question of if, but when and how. $20 billion FIS card to crypto volume. Bridge the gap between traditional and digital assets. Whether it's crypto or the latest advancement in blockchain, FIS has been at the forefront for nearly a decade. When you see crossover to crypto with FIS, FIS can help you navigate this highly volatile market its unfamiliar systems and its lack of regulatory oversight. As an established crypto and digital asset solution provider of the leading crypto marketplaces, we help clients manage the change across payments, banking, and capital markets. Keyword here is also bridging the gap. So again, the reason why I brought this up, and I'll talk to you guys about it why here in a second, is because of how large FIS is playing in the role of crypto becoming the next evolution here. They want all of their customers to be on board with this. They want everyone to make sure that they are playing their role. And we also do see that they are focused on Web3 here. They are also focused on the metaverse. FIS is building the bridge to the metaverse, tips for the new digital frontier. Again, all centered around building a bridge. They want to be the bridge, if you will. And I'll talk to you guys about exactly how that's going to be the case and why Hedera plays a vital role in that. So if we see this and if we look through what's happening here, we know that outside of FIS and even outside of Hedera, there's a big change happening. We've been focused on it for a while, especially around Web3. But if we go back to the recent announcement from FIS going all the way back to November 5th of 2021, I know it's a while back, but this was their insight, FinTech Insight, World Pay from FIS X Hashport, a world of possibility awaits. Let me zoom in here real quick so that we could all read this. So a partnership that opens up a world of possibility. World Pay from FIS joins Hashport. As the global leader in payment solutions, World Pay from FIS sits at the forefront of technological innovation. As a long-time participant in the crypto ecosystem, FIS is excited to announce that it will join Hashport, a new distributed ledger interoperability platform. And down here we have a quote. So Hashport will help reduce transaction complexity and processing times that currently plague the DLT industry today. In the not too distant future, efficient, cost-effective, real-time settlements between the worlds of DeFi and CeFi will become a reality. And then up here, a few things I do want to mention as well, that World Pay from FIS will form part of Hashport's diverse network validator group alongside other industry-leading organizations to validate transactions and contribute to maintaining the security of the network. As a validator, World Pay and FIS will begin exploring new potential use cases in the DLT space or distributed ledger space that employ Hashport's capabilities. World Pay will also lend its payments expertise and insight as an active Hedera council member to expand or help expand the Hashport network over time. Now, why am I focused on this so much? Well, because of what's happening around crypto and why FIS is focused on it, it's all centered around that bridge the gap sort of area. What do you see? In working with Hashport, World Pay will better understand the needs and applications of a leading edge decentralized network. This opportunity positions World Pay to continue to be a thought leader in the digital asset space and develop new products and services that help bridge the gap between the traditional and digital economy. The reason why I'm bringing this up, the reason why I think that's so big, is because of what Hashport actually does. They are an interoperability layer that is built upon Hedera Hashgraph. And when we look at that, I do think that this is going to be the bridge for FIS. I think that FIS is going to help bridge the world of DeFi and CeFi together through Hashport, centered around Hedera. And we even do see Hashport be broken down here. Hashport is the enterprise-grade public utility that facilitates the movement of digital assets between distributed ledgers or distributed networks, extending their functionality in a quick, secure, and cost-effective way. To remain platform neutral, Hashport functions without the use of a proprietary token itself, so HBAR is not utilized specifically here. The network is built on a robust and performant architecture, secured and operated by a group of industry-leading validator partners worldwide. Hashport has passed a rigorous security audit and follows industry best practices, regularly performing comprehensive network tests to ensure the integrity of the network. So although, yes, when we look at Hashport, it functions without using a token, but it does utilize Hedera itself. It's built on Hedera as the distributed ledger of choice because of its overall cost effectiveness, as well as its ability to quickly validate those transaction requests. Hashport, I think, is going to be a big player around a lot of what we are going to see within DeFi and CeFi converging and actually being bridged. And when you see even Hedera is the most used enterprise-grade public network in the world. HBAR is the native energy-efficient cryptocurrency of Hedera that powers the decentralized economy. Whether you're a startup or enterprise, a creator or a consumer, Hedera goes beyond blockchain for developers to create the next era of fast, fair, and secure applications. Which again puts me right on par with the idea that Ethereum's not going to be the main one here. When we look at Ethereum versus HBAR, there's really no comparison. I've talked about this many times. A lot of these corporations and a lot of these major entities like FIS, for an example, are choosing Hedera because of many reasons. But again, we already know. If we look at FIS, though, and their crypto motive, they want to make sure that the efficiencies are here. They want to make sure that we have that scalability. We have, sustainability as well. Everything that you want around crypto, Hedera really kind of encompasses. And I do think that if we're looking at the scope of FIS and how large this is, it doesn't need to be all bridged by HBAR. HBAR does not need to be the one that settles all these transactions or anything like that, which I've even mentioned around XRP. Like this is $40 trillion that is getting processed over their technology. That's a vast amount of money that's getting processed over their technology. When we know FIS, we know that they're already working with Hedera. We know that they're working with Hashport. Hashport obviously is a big key player around Hedera as well. We know this. Hashport is a big deal. Hashport is very large. I've talked about Hashport many times on this channel in comparison even with Hedera and how these two are very complementary to each other. What we are seeing around this space is being missed. I think a lot of people are kind of missing the overall view here, which is the idea that we are seeing a convergence between two very large worlds, DeFi and CeFi, and these leaders, these major leaders like FIS are the ones behind it, and they see the value here. This is why it's so big to be on board with the ones that are leaders around the space that are working with some of the largest names out there, like Hedera working with Google, for an example, or even LG. Which, by the way, if you guys didn't miss it, LG is building out a massive marketplace now on Hedera, and they also want to have TVs running WebOS 5.0, allowing them to trade digital artworks, meaning trading NFTs. When connected to an NFT market server, the device uses on-screen QR codes that let users complete transactions via a crypto wallet. This is absolutely wild to me. And they did file that patent application for its blockchain-based smart TVs that allow users to trade NFTs. That was the announcement from 1 week ago. LG Electronics files patent for NFT trading TV. This is built off of Hedera technology. I don't think people realize how big of a deal this space is now becoming. This is going to be the next frontier around technology, around smart TVs, around smart applications. And remember, these are the same companies that shun Ethereum, that are picking Hedera over it. And this goes all the way back to 2022, September 2022. This is the real deal. So, you could either ignore it and not pay attention to it. That's fine. But, for me, I see the vision here. I see, the names that Hedera is working with that are well worth, tens of trillions of dollars and are moving tens of trillions of dollars of money per year. To me, that's not, something to ignore. This is something that you want to focus on. The things here, the things happening, are very large. And this is just one GC. There are so many other ones here that we've talked about in the past that are very large. For example, the banks that are tied to Hedera, very large banks. Aberdeen, very large company. We've also talked about ServiceNow. These are the leaders that are here working with Hedera on the GC, that are seeing the vision here, seeing the power behind Hedera, and also seeing the potential as well. And I'm very excited about this. It gives me that no doubt behind my investment as well, because I do know that Hedera will be a 100+ year old company. I know that HBAR itself as a token will be very valuable in the future. And I know for a fact that the network today is being utilized by leaders. And I know that in the future, nobody's going to be questioning transactional flow. Nobody's going to be questioning the value of the HBAR token itself, because right now, currently as we speak, yeah, sure, things look dim on price action, stuff like that. But when you actually, push that out of the way and actually focus on the fundamentals here, there is so much happening around Hedera, and the price action, I always say the price action will catch up. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on. If you guys have more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join for Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night. Wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.